Hi, I'm Francis Buckley, and welcome back to Studio Rescue. This week I got a message from James Hunt, and James has got a pretty typical bedroom/recording studio setup, and I'm sure that he's dealing with the same kind of problems that most of you are dealing with. So let's go rescue James's studio. Hey, James.
Hey, Francis.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. Got your message? I hear you're having some problems with your room, so thought I'd come down and check it out. Tell me what's going on?
A lot, actually. Got no low end in this room. That's the first problem.
Right.
And then I have a vocal booth that echoes more than anywhere else in the house.
Right. And
that's most of it.
what you got high-end problems or things like that?
Bouncing around a little bit.
Right. Okay. You got problems with taking stuff out of here and not sounding like it did in here?
I take it out and it's got incredible amounts of low end. And in here it's got nothing.
That's pretty much a typical sort of home studio vibe, you know. But, just in sort of a quick survey of the room, when you talk about the bottom end, in a small room, you're only going to get so much, okay, because we got a 75 hertz wave, 15 feet long. You got a 12-foot room. That means before the wave has even had a chance to develop, it's crashed into the wall and it's bouncing back. The room fills up with bottom end, covers up your top end. That way you get the bottom end up where you want it. You take it out of here, it's way too much. So I think what we'll do is, the other thing I notice is that you got a lot of stuff in here, man.
Yeah.
You're you probably don't have a whole lot of elbow room when you're working, So my thought would be, maybe what we could do is just kind of get some of this area cleared out, right? I don't know, maybe we could lose this dresser over here, probably have to lose some of those shelves, dig this corner out a bit. So maybe what we could do in the end is we could get this keyboard over there, lose the drum kit. Okay. Then we'll get some panels on the wall. Now, when you work, do you keep the door open or closed?
Closed.
Okay. You're probably better off with it closed because you notice when you close it, you can still feel all the energy. There's a whole lot of bottom-end energy that's going out the door. But we'll probably put a panel here, more than likely.
All right.
So it's nothing that that we can't maximize what you've got here. There are some inherent problems in small rooms that you'll never cure, which is the first thing. It's a small room. Okay, so you just have to learn what your room will give you and what it won't, and then when you finally get that figured out, then that's the way you have to mix. Because I know even in my home studio, when I'm mixing, when I'm done, if I get the bass exactly where I want it, I know when I take it out it's going to be too much. So I mix it exactly the way I want to hear it, and then when I'm done, I pull the bass back a little bit, and I know when I take it out of there it's going to be what I want. Because it's just the inherent problems in a small room. There's really nothing you can do about it. You just kind of have to learn to work inside a small environment.
Okay.
But there isn't anything in here that I don't think we can't improve on and get more out of. So let's get to it. Let's rescue James's studio. All right, let's clear some stuff out. Let's empty this tequila bottle and get a little extra help from old Wile E. Coyote. Now we're going to get those shelves out of there. We're going to serve the tequila in shots. We're going to measure the room. Oh, wait for this train to go by. And, pink handcuffs. So we'll get our tape measure out and measure the length of the room and get ourselves perfectly centered. And start, of course, with the speaker setup because, it's a jungle in here. Let me get all James's stuff set in a rack over there so he can get to it. And here we are with James sitting in the center so that we can start the speaker setup. Because speaker setup is the most important. And we start by measuring from the center of the cone of one speaker to the center of the other. So bring that out, straight out to where you're sitting. So just pull that end out, to the other side of your head. Now I think we're going to be a little long out to James's ears, but that's easily solved. We just take the speakers and slide them closer together. The distance from here to here has to be the same distance out to your ears. And it really doesn't matter how close together your speakers are. What really matters is that triangle. You've got to be on an equal triangle between the two speakers and your ears. That's the magic when you're setting up a pair of speakers. Again, right into the center of the cone. And now we'll redo the measurement out to James's ears. And I think this time we're going to hit it just right.
Nice position.
There you go.
There you go. So you can relax, you know, I mean, you can sit out here.
I can sit like this and I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, now the other trick is you should turn and you should be looking right straight into this speaker. There should be no angle. It should be.
You want to be sitting comfortably in your chair and turn and look right straight into the speaker.
Here, sit back and relax.
There we go.
Now, the world-famous mirror trick.
All right.
When you see that speaker in this mirror, you tell me to stop.
So I just slide the mirror along the left-hand wall until James can see the cone of the right speaker in the mirror. Because that's going to be the first place where audio coming off that speaker is going to hit the wall and bounce out into the room. And that's where we put the first panel to catch that first wave.
Okay, so then put it
on the back of that door.
Back of the
a little
door.
right biased.
like.
Now we had to fudge the right side a little bit because there's a door there. And you know, this being a home studio, as I said, sometimes there are problems you just can't get past.
It's the top one.
And again, as you can see, we're using the Velcro to hang these panels because the panels are light and the Velcro works great. And it works well for the bass traps too. Oh man, I hope they don't take down those cool Blink-182 posters. Just put the keyboard in, bring his amp back in, and voila.
All right, well, I think we got James's studio put back together. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, you got a lot more room in here. We got the keyboard over here. You got your drums out. Move those wall units. Got this corner cleaned out. You got your nice rack in here with your 03 in there, and got the bass traps in, the acoustic panels on the wall. We put the one on the back side of the door, so when you work and you close the door, you have a nice little contained booth here. If you ever were going to take the carpet up in here and do hardwood floor or something, I would suggest that you put something up here because that way you don't get this reflection going on. Okay. We put the panels on the back wall to knock down the reflections coming back from you there. Got your desk uncluttered. You got a little more elbow room here, so you should be pretty happening. You know, hey, looking good, feeling like you're going to make it happen in here? Cool. All right, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you fire it up,
all right,
make sure everything's working, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay?
When you feel like you're on top of the world, you know that nobody is aware.
What is that?
Well, this is a little gift for you for letting us come and rescue your studio from our friends at RØDE Microphone. This is the NT2A large cap condenser microphone. This is a great microphone. This is one of my favorites, okay? It's a large cap condenser. It's got the 3 polar patterns, it's got the 2 roll-offs, and it's got the 2 pads on it. So can cover you in any kind of a recording situation. I've done vocals, guitars, drums, strings, all kinds of stuff with this mic, and it comes through like a champ on every situation. It also has this really trick shock mount. It's a cool shock mount, but it's also got the windscreen built into it. It's ready to go. It telescopes up and down for different positions and if you had different microphones or whatever. But it's built in, man, and it's really cool. It just really makes a really efficient way to have a windscreen attached on there. Okay? And then we had talked a little bit about turning your closet into a vocal booth. Okay, it's not the most ideal way to record vocals is in the closet because the booth is a little too small. Okay, so to solve that problem, from our friends at Acoustics who provided us with the panels and the bass traps, we have what's called the flexi screen light, and the screen goes on this metal rod back here and forms your vocal booth. So you could actually have somebody here in the room. This is going to do everything the vocal booth would do without having to sacrifice your closet for a vocal booth. Okay? Right. So this goes on here with this thing up. You've got your vocal booth, and then this is a portable vocal booth. You can move it around anywhere in the room. So, with this setup, with the room set the way you are, the acoustic panels on the wall, you, my friend, are ready to get to work, and we have officially rescued James's studio.
Well, that was a pretty nice transition. I think we made the most out of what James had there. He had an average sized room. Problem was, he just had too much stuff in there. Once we got the stuff out of there, gave him some elbow room, place looks really great. And thanks again to our buddies over at Acoustics for the panels and the flexi screen light, and to RØDE Microphone for another gorgeous NT2A microphone. But most of all, thanks James for letting us come out and rescue your studio. I hope you have a lot of fun in there.
And everything will be okay. And when you feel like you're on top of the world.
I'm Francis Buckley. See you next time on Studio Rescue. When it comes to video editing, it's all about the tools. And you know, if your studio needs a rescue, just log on to rodemic.com/studio rescue and let's see what we can do for you.